Hi everyone, this is Udhay here. I welcome you all to this course MCQ series. So we are looking at the December month current affairs in the form of MCQs, and this is lesson 5. If you haven't watched the previous lessons, please go and watch it. I think it adds some value to your preparation. And these classes are taken, these current affairs are picked by keeping in focus the 2020 IAS prelims, okay, and also for the mains. And this is me, Udhay. So far we have done 17 questions and this is the 18th question. Okay. So consider the following statement about Paris Peace Forum. Statement 1, the second edition of the same was held in India. Statement 2, the forum aimed at finding solution to global challenges ranging from climate change and terrorism to migration and cyber security. So we need to find the correct option here. So what could be the answer? Pause the video and try to answer it. So here the answer is, if you look at the statement 1, Paris Peace Conference held in India. No, it is not held in India. It is not happening in India. It happened in Paris. Okay. So this is basically the second edition. That is right, but it does not happen in India. It happened in Paris. And the second statement, which can be simply called as the objective of this particular Paris Peace Conference, it is basically aiming at maintaining global peace. Okay. So I'll tell you why this is happening and what is the reason behind it. Okay. So here the answer is B only. Sorry, B2 only. So basically this was in news because the External Affairs Minister of our country has attended the second annual Peace Forum held in Paris. So to make the video interactive, so to have some interaction between you and the one who is watching and the one who is taking the lesson, so I just want to ask you a simple question. So who is the External Affairs Minister of India? That's a simple question. Just answer it. Let's be interactive. Okay. So let's understand much more about Paris Peace Conference. So the Paris Peace Conference was born out of the principle that a badly governed world would quickly become a world at war. So while reading this statement, you can simply relate it to the World War, right? So yeah, so that is the base from where this Paris Peace Conference emerged out of. Okay, so you all know that First World War. I'm just telling a history to understand from where this Paris Peace Forum is originating. Okay, so we all know that the First World War happened between 1914 and 1918. So 1918, there is a particular date. Okay, when the World War came to an end. So that is November 11. Okay, November 11. So and we call that as Armistice Day. So this is a day on which a treaty was happening, that we are going to stop the war. Okay, so that is the day called Armistice Day. Okay, and this happened in 1918, and to commemorate or to remember that particular date, after 100 years in the 2018, this Paris Peace Forum was started. Okay, so this is basically originated out of the commemoration, basically to remember the day where the peace was held, that is the armistice was signed. Okay, so the Armistice Day, 11th October. So every year in the 11th from 2018, so 2019 is the second edition, 2018 is the first edition. On 11th November there is a meeting that is held, and it is in the name of Paris Peace Conference, to maintain peace across the globe. So we have already seen this is the objective, is an international event on global governance issues, multilateralism, held in Paris, France. And the the forum aims at finding solutions to global challenges ranging from climate change, terrorism, migration, cybersecurity, and everything. Okay, so here if you see the 19th question, consider the following statement about Dhaka Global Dialogue. Statement 1, it will act as a platform of countries in this region on the way of achieving environmentally sustainable peace. Statement 2, it is being jointly organized by India's Ministry of External Affairs and Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies. Statement 3, it is the first edition of the dialogue. So we need to choose the right answer here. So pause the video and try to answer it. So here if you consider the Dhaka Global Dialogue, the first statement is basically right. It is a platform for countries in the region for achieving environmentally sustainable peace. So here is the keyword. Okay, environmentally we are going to achieve the peace. Okay, to achieve peace we are going through environmental way. Okay, so second statement is basically wrong because It is jointly organized by India's Ministry of External Affairs. No, India's Ministry of External Affairs is not the case here. It is going to be done by another organization. I'll tell you in the explanation. And the third statement is again that's a right statement. It is the first edition of the dialogue. So answer here is B. Okay. So here the second statement is wrong because it is going to be happening between the New Delhi based Observer Research Foundation and Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies. So these are the two organizations that are involved in this particular forum. Okay. And Prime Minister of Bangladesh has inaugurated the first edition of the 3-day long Dhaka Global Dialogue. So this is a 3-day long event, and it was inaugurated by PM of Bangladesh. So these two organizations are involved: Observer Research Foundation and Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies. So Dhaka Dialogue, Global Dialogue, it will act as a platform, we have already seen, for achieving environmentally sustainable peace and prosperity. And participants also agreed upon the peace and stability in the maritime domain will be critical to Asia's rise, because we all know that maritime domain, that is, they are talking basically about the Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Okay, so the Indian Ocean is becoming very critical in the development of this particular region, because it has become a global trade zone, because almost 40% of the trade that is happening across the globe is happening in the Indian Ocean. So that is also an important point that is to be made a note of. So let's move on to the next slide and see the next question. 20th question. Consider the following statement about YU and WAYU and HEPA. Statement 1. YU stands for Wind Augmentation Purification Unit, and HEPA stands for High Efficiency Particulate Air Filter. Statement 2. These are roadside air purifiers. So we need to choose the right answer here. So what could be the answer? Pause the video and try it. So here if you see YU and HEPA, WAYU, HEPA. So the expansion, that is the full form of YU and HEPA, is basically right here, and the second statement is also right. So these are basically roadside air purifier. Okay, so this is being in news. So the answer here is C, both. So this is in news because these two, okay, for air filters, roadside air filters, are being used in Delhi, because you know very well, if you are following news, you should be following, being a civil service aspirant. This is being used in Delhi to control the pollution, because we all know that Delhi is completely polluted. The air pollution in Delhi is in extreme. Okay, so because of that, they try to reduce the air pollution by using these devices, but it does not solve the purpose. It does not result in a good way. It is not. It actually failed. Okay, so this roadside air purifier and those installed on the top of the buses to combat pollution have failed in Delhi. So that has been confirmed by the Ministry of External Affairs. Sorry, not External Affairs, Environment Ministry as well. So this is being this is in news, and it has been confirmed by the Environment Ministry. So let's know something about WAYU. It stands for Wind Augmentation Purifying Unit, and the National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, a Nagpur-based laboratory of CSIR, has developed YU. Okay, so a wind augmentation purification unit, it basically purifies the air, and HEPA filters. So they stand for High Efficiency Particulate Air Filter. So it filters, sucks airborne contaminants and pushes out clean air, that is the fresh air. So what is the amount, how it is going to purify? So to say some calculation, it says it can trap nearly 99.7% of the particles that are 0.3 microns. Okay, so microns is something that is what is that? A unit used for measurement of the length. Okay, so basically they say micron, 1 micron equal to 1 millionth of a meter, right? So I think it is right. Okay, anyway, I studied it somewhere. So let's move on to the next question. 21. Consider the following statement about 9th edition of Diabetes Atlas. Statement 1. International Diabetes Federation has published the Diabetes Atlas. Statement 2. India continues to be home to large number of adults with diabetes worldwide. Statement 3. It is projected that the number of adults with diabetes in Pakistan will exceed that in the United States of America. So we need to choose the right answer here. Pause the video and try to answer it. So here, if you see the first statement with regards to 9th edition of Diabetes Atlas. So there is a atlas called Diabetes Atlas, and it is being published by International Diabetes Federation. Okay, so that statement, first statement is right. And second statement, India continues to be the home of largest. No, it is not largest. India stands at the second position. So who is at the first? So obviously the people, the country with the largest population in the world, China. China at the first, India at the second. And the third statement, it is projected that the number of adults with diabetes in Pakistan will exceed that in the USA. So that is again a statement, a highlight, which is being projected by the Diabetes Atlas 9th edition. Okay, so the answer here is 1 and 3 only. So B is the answer. So as we have already seen, International Diabetes Federation has published the Diabetes Atlas in Brussels to mark the World Diabetes Day, okay, 14th. And highlights of the report: India continues to be the home of the second largest, as we have already seen. China at the top, India second, third is United States of America. Okay, and they are just giving us some data, putting the incident at 77 million in 20 to 79 years age group, which follows China. Anyway, so this is the data pertaining to India. So 77 million people between the age of 20 to 79 are suffering from diabetes. That is the data that we need to make a note of. And China, India, and United States had the largest number of adults with diabetes, and expected to remain so in 2030. So this is going to be the same. That is a trend. The China, India, USA trend is going to be same until 2030. But there is a projection that the number of adults with diabetes will exceed that in the USA. That people in diabetes people in Pakistan will exceed that of the USA, and it will move to third place by 2045. Okay, so until 2030 it is going to be the same, and in 2045 Pakistan will replace United States of America. Okay, so that's all from our lesson, guys, today. So wait for more lessons to be added. Keep supporting so that I can bring up much more important and interesting topics that are appearing in news, which is very much close to the preparation. Okay, thank you.